We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy.
Check.
Right.
And that is a skill that a lot of people don't have.
I say it with my chest, okay?
Yes, you do. Come on, diaphragm.
Okay.
Get it, girl. Get your diaphragmatic. Diaphragmatic?
Yeah.
Diaphragmatic?
I don't know, girl.
We were watching SNL and it had Ayo Edebiri, who was from The Bear.
Yeah, that's a great
and
episode.
Bottoms. And she was like doing a skit with, and it was like a game show, and it was like, anyway, she at one point she was like, "What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Say it with chest. Say it with chest." And I'm like, I didn't get what that meant. And I'm like, oh, I like that saying now. So it was saying,
Say
like,
it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
There you go.
So
Because it's like tits out, maybe?
a little bit, or just like vocalize, say it out loud. Just like be brave about it.
Oh.
Just like I say, we're these unprecedented gays, and I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe. And you got your name right this time.
I know who I am, girl.
I feel like the last couple of times you've been like either tired or it's been like you just got back from your like 17-week trip to DC.
Yeah.
We wrote it on the inside of his label.
Is it on your underpants?
I just also have to say that Paul's wardrobe the last few times has been like...
Yeah.
You're like stepping up your wardrobe here.
No, the sweaters are cute. Are
It's
those the
just
same ones
cute
from Target?
sweaters.
This one is another one from Target,
Yeah, good
from
for
their Goodwill collection.
Well, no, because the other one that you had... So, listeners, what I would describe... I thought it was flamingos at first. It's like a nice like sky blue with... Are those like leaves?
They're like branches.
It's really cool. It's like a blue, but it's very floral for spring.
It's very flattering on you.
But like,
Thank you.
the last time it was like the white sweater, right?
No, it was like paisleys, very like gray and blues and stuff. A lot of colors.
It was pretty.
And it's like Target does these little capsule collections with different designers and stuff like that. And this one was a black lead design label, and
That's really
it was
cool.
fantastic.
And they're affordable.
Yeah,
Right?
Super affordable.
Because I feel like I feel like those sweaters, if you were to get it at like a Nordstrom or whatever, it would be like $100.
Well, you know what's so funny is because like when I was in Phoenix, we had another like nice dinner, and I only had the one sweater, and I had already worn it to the other nice dinner.
Oh, no.
So I was like, since I'm out running around for the event, like just gonna pick this up real quick for myself.
You swung by Target. You needed an outfit change.
Exactly.
You talk about how expensive some of that stuff is. I was just dropping off cookies to one of my coworkers for their birthday, and they're right by this on Fifth or Saks on Fifth. It's their or off Fifth, whatever the like liquidation store is. For
From Saks with that. Okay.
Shirts in there were unbelievable. Like even the discounted rate was $150 for T-shirts.
Absolutely not.
I don't get it.
crazy.
Yeah, no.
I don't. I have a hard time with luxury brands because I never grew up like trying to like strive for that, and
Right.
I mean like this shirt that I'm wearing is falling apart right now, and it's like 18 years old, but like I don't fucking care.
See, I don't understand luxury brands because I don't see the difference.
Right.
So I don't know why this would be more than another thing because of the name that's on it.
Well, and didn't we learn in one of the previous episodes that they're all like the same
They're all
house
basically the same thing.
or whatever? Like Versace got bought by somebody.
Yeah.
They're all
Well,
the same.
And for a men's T-shirt, there's not a lot of design that goes into that.
No.
I mean, come on.
And I get like sometimes it's about the quality and like the masterpiecing of the quality of the fabric and blah 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 blah. Blah. But I'm like, it's a t-shirt.
It was made by, factory workers in China.
Mm-hmm. And you can get the same thing at Target for $9.99.
Okay.
Listen,
But
Target is great.
What about my Birkin bag?
You don't need a Birkin bag.
You want a Birkin bag?
I want a Birkin bag.
Okay, we went to Hermes, like every one
Hermes.
of them.
Oh
No,
my God, it's
I
not
will
Hermes.
call it Hermes
Over
until
in
I
the
die.
Aria?
Everywhere.
They're
They're everywhere. And like Nick was like, "Oh, look at that scarf," and I was like, "That's ugly."
I love MS.
I mean, the bag was just a little bit more than the tickets you guys paid for Adele. So we'll get into it.
But the bag, he will lose. The memories, he will keep for the most part.
Okay.
If his memory pertains and keeps going.
So, Joe, we have a lot to talk about because we're going to do like a catch-up episode for our lives and stuff.
Yes.
So instead of doing a how was your week, I was thinking we should do some stuff about talk about a little bit about what's going on in the world.
Yes, educate me because I have no idea.
Okay.
Oh dear.
So I have 3 things.
Okay.
That I thought was interesting or need to be talked about. One is not so happy. One is good and bad news, and then the other one is feel good.
Okay.
So
we're gonna end on a feel good.
we're gonna end on feel good. So we're gonna start off. I don't know if you know who Aaron Bushnell is. He is the Army EMT who self-immolated in front of the Israeli consulate.
What does that mean?
It means he set himself on fire.
Oh fuck.
And this is in protest of what's happening in Gaza.
Okay.
So, self-immolating is one of the worst things that you can do.
I'm guessing
because-
he has passed on.
Yes.
Okay.
He has passed on due to the injuries that he sustained during this.
Okay.
But the media will try to spin it as him having mental health issues.
No.
Right. And I mean, maybe he did. That
Right.
doesn't mean that you are... You can't stand up for a cause. You know what I mean? It's like he was very much... This was in protest of what's happening in Gaza.
Wow. Oh, in Washington, D.C.?
In Washington, D.C., outside
Oh,
the Israeli...
crap. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Okay.
And now people are calling for, because they have this thing called Eurovision, where each country
Yeah,
puts
it's a singing
song.
contest.
Yeah, it's a singing
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
People are
Ever.
wanting to get Israel out of the singing competition as well.
Oh.
Because especially when 2 years ago they kept Russia from participating in Eurovision.
Oh. Well, I feel like everyone, the UN or whatever, didn't they do something with... They're saying don't continue this or something? I'm not
the
privy to
UN
it.
voted to do to force a ceasefire.
Yes, okay.
And the U.S. was the only one who voted no
Right.
on it.
That's, welcome to America.
Exactly.
So this guy basically lit himself on fire. It sounds terrible, but do you think that it sparked... Oh my God. Do you think it sparked a conversation? I was not meaning to do that. I don't mean to do...
I think, because, people are posting about this everywhere, and it's
Right.
we haven't really had a lot of self-immolation as a form of protest in a while. I will say this, there was a story that was buried about a woman who did this in Atlanta as well, a couple weeks before Aaron did. Other than that, it's something that was done in the 60s or 70s when a Buddhist protester...
I feel like there's a famous picture.
There is,
That
yes.
one where the guy's on
Time
fire.
Magazine famous
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
So, please just go and check out this guy's story. Please, do whatever you can. Call your representatives. Call your local government. Call your state government. Everybody to do what you can. So, my good and bad news one, segueing. Did you hear about this one where they had a Willy Wonka chocolate experience in Glasgow that they sold hundreds of tickets for at $44 a pop? And the imagery that they used for advertising was AI generated.
Okay, I saw this and I didn't understand it because it was the pictures of actually what happened, and apparently the police were called.
The police were called because when people got there, it was an abandoned warehouse.
Was it false advertising?
It was very much false advertising
Okay.
because they advertised a wonderland of candy and chocolate that was a buzz for the senses.
I
and
mean,
all
which
this other
sounds
stuff.
good. I'd go there.
I know. And the AI imagery was actually really cool. But when people got there, it was a sad abandoned warehouse with this rainbow arch that welcomed you in. There was a Candyland banner across the back or
Yeah.
something like that. There was an Oompa Loompa, I guess, supposedly, but she looked like she worked at a meth lab.
Because she just had it was almost like a faded green wig.
Right. And they had a creature that they created through AI. They had this actor, and his lines were created through AI generated.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Called the Unknown, who was supposed to be arrival of Willy Wonka, and you would think that everybody got candy or chocolate when they came in. No, kids got one jelly bean and a cup of lemonade.
No.
Yeah. so they had to call the police to come because people were pissed.
But why? So I want to know why the police, was it like rioting that was happening?
People were going to start beating people up.
This is your Willy Wonka experience.
Yeah, there's a video online, so you can go look at this. It is ridiculous what they try to get away with.
I mean, also it's kind of genius.
But you know what's so funny is people are like living for this right now. So I bet if they were to like open it up again this weekend and
they'd get
tickets,
real tickets.
they would like get so many people.
Because people would want to see it. Maybe that was their whole intention.
Maybe that was their whole thing. I mean, we're talking about it.
A publicity stunt.
This will be the new. Like,
they've done the thing.
Somebody posted about this on Twitter, and they were like, they fire fested this Willy Wonka.
Oh my god. I still haven't seen that documentary.
Girl.
But I know the story.
I think they're doing another one now.
Listen, I started watching Ghosts. Give me some credit.
Oh my god, how many episodes are you in?
I'm on like 7 or 8.
Oh, the first season?
Yes.
Of the
US. One I'm on the one, yes, of US where the gay general man like confronts the guy that he killed.
Oh,
his love interest.
Oh yeah. It is, yeah, we'll get into it.
Nigel.
Like, I watched it on the plane,
Okay.
and I was like, this is fantastic.
All right, so my last one is a feel-good one, and this is about Ruth Gottsman. Received, when her husband passed away, she received $1 billion of Berkshire Hathaway stock that her husband invested in when it first started.
$1 billion?
Right, he knew Jimmy. He knew Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett.
I was going to say Jimmy Buffett, but I like that different. He knew Warren Buffett when he first started, so he invested in him.
Oh wow!
And now it's worth $1 billion. She has $1 billion worth of stock, and she donated it to the Einstein School of Medicine because that's where she works as a professor emeritus.
No shit.
Yeah. So
$1 billion.
$1 billion. This will help cover student tuition in perpetuity.
No.
So everybody who is in school right now and paid their tuition already will get that refunded back, and anybody coming in,
it's free
from now until, because the money is just, I mean, $1 billion of stock plus it's like interest and everything on it is compounding.
That's
so
crazy.
And that is a good example of just like billionaires that are like could change the world. They can, because the in perpetuity part is the thing. It's like they're not going to touch the principle of this money. It's just what it's making.
Right.
Will allow this to go forever.
And Berkshire Hathaway is huge. And you think you didn't know you were going to get this money. You didn't.
Right.
You could have lived, comfortably. And they already do because she's a professor. Her husband made a lot of money. Yeah. Her kids are well off. So
I love this story.
To do something like this for people is life-changing.
And it's the
kids.
Einstein Academy?
The
What's it
Einstein
called?
School of Medicine.
Okay, and is that just, I'm guessing a private college?
I'm not entirely sure, but like, the good thing is that it does create this ability for people who do want to get into medicine to get into medicine.
Right.
Because, they're
that's a
having
barrier.
such a hard
it's
time.
so expensive, yeah.
Right. And they're having a hard time getting people just to do it anyway. Because
Really?
Because like, the doctors are leaving the practices, and people are leaving the healthcare field because of
we need
everything
them.
that's happening.
We need
exactly.
them. We need doctors.
So to give away free tuition that would cost somebody possibly $250,000,
right?
To in student loans, like
that's life changing. Yeah. Oh my god.
So.
Oh my god, should I apply
Those are
for
my
that
3
school?
things that are happening in the news.
Plus, she looks like a badass too. Like
she does. I'm like,
right?
I love her look and everything. But I'm like, for her and her kids to, even her kids were like, "What do you want to do with this?" And
did none of them know?
None of them.
They had a conversation. I think as a family,
right? But I don't think that.
Did any of them know that they were inheriting this?
She didn't know, and then her kids didn't know.
Wow!
So it was very interesting. I'm like, how do you keep $1 billion?
I know for your whole.
I don't have that surprise waiting for.
I also don't have that. Sorry, Nick. Nick, I feel like is the only one that might have that surprise. So. Just write me in that will. Thank you.
I might have a surprise. I think Nick knows that it's probably only like less than $10,000.
Hey, that can help.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to change
Berkshire
lives.
Hathaway real estate sign.
You could get yourself a Birkin.
I want the Birkin. Oh, it's not for me. It's for my mom.
Oh, okay. Sure, girl.
So we looked up $27,000 for a Birkin bag.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That is a
I don't know what I would do with it. Though.
Can we get you a Birkin?
Listen,
pin.
Keychain?
He wants a Merkin. It's a knockoff.
The Birkin I saw, it's not. I don't want the full Birkin. I want the laptop-ish looking Birkin cute bag. It was only $3,000.
Only.
Oh my god! Only
I
$3,000.
mean,
You know,
we can
that's-
wait till it's on sale.
Yeah,
I mean,
it actually was on sale for like
And that was the
47.
sale price.
Oh, God.
So it's fine. Just a
In
month of rent.
conclusion, I'm never getting a Birkin bag, but whatever.
Okay, we'll go to LA, we'll go to Chinatown.
Yes.
And we'll see if we can find you a Birkin, but spelled Burkin.
Or one of those
Or
places
it's
in
a
New York.
Birkin.
You know, like Chinatown in New York, where they like take in the back area.
The
where they're,
Canal
like-
Street. Yeah.
But they are
On Canal
very convincing. Those what are they called? Not duplicates.
knockoff.
Knockoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Oh my
like.
gosh! So years ago, when I was in college in Rome, you could get like Gucci, and it looked exactly like Gucci, except the G's were inverted.
But like
I don't know
that's
if
the
I
thing
would
is like
ever
no one's gonna know unless they're like looking.
And they know.
Paul would know.
Well, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
See, I don't know, so everyone around me could have
so like
found
Anna
counterfeit.
Wintour would be like, "Get your knockoff Gucci out of here."
It's like
And then-
it's like
Your
Yeah,
Anna
fact-
Wintour sounds like Anna Delvey.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
what I meant,
it's like the
Wait, who's
Kmart.
Anna Winters?
Anna Wintour's a editor-in-chief of Vogue.
Yeah.
They both
Anna
fit.
Wintour.
Your bag is fake.
Who was the person that did the thing at Drag Race we just watched? That was Anna Wintour. Or not Anna
No,
Wintour.
Anna Delvey.
Anna Delvey.
Oh my god!
right, yeah.
Are you guys
Yeah.
caught up on Drag Race?
Yes.
Okay.
We're caught up.
So he should get a bumpkin bag.
There you
Like a
go.
bumpkin bag for country bumpkins.
I would
Well,
do
you
that
have
too.
an Adele bag now, which we'll get into.
Well, those are good news things.
Yes.
And then I think my only thing that I saw today on the news is that Mitch McConnell. He loves the
thank God.
Senate. That's my Mitch McConnell impression. He looks like the monster in Pan's Labyrinth with the eyes because of all the sagging skin.
Okay.
Have you seen the monster in Pan's Labyrinth?
Yes.
That's what he looks like. Mitch McConnell looks just like the Pan's Labyrinth scary eye monster.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it, yeah.
I love that movie, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know what? I've watched it, but it's very it's difficult to understand.
It's also dark.
Yeah, it is dark. Now we are trying to watch Oppenheimer right now, which I'm like,
No lips. That's what it is.
that's what it is,
And
yeah.
all the neck skin.
Yeah.
I can't. How are you getting through Oppenheimer?
So we're about an hour.
We're halfway.
We're halfway through.
out of how
It is
many?
out
4?
of 3 hours.
Oh my god.
So
I think there's going to be a big bang soon.
Oh my god.
I think it all blows up in the end.
I hear it's explosive.
I'm
Blow
going.
your mind.
Oh man.
So anyway, so I guess that means it's time for mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth resuscitation. So what's giving you life, Joe?
Well, I think it's obvious, but the Adele concert, obviously.
Yeah.
But also, the second thing was my shiny glitter shoes that I got from Amazon, which I
Your
love.
jacket that
Your
you
jacket
wore.
was
Everybody was telling how
Okay.
much they loved his
So, like,
jacket.
The
People were stopping him in the streets.
Like Amazon, okay, I know, like, think what you want about Amazon, and, like, it's, terrible,
Ruining
blah,
the
blah,
world,
blah, but,
yes.
like, when a girl needs an outfit, I'm telling you, it's good. Because I got that jacket, and I got the shoes all for, like, under $100. And jackets are expensive. The suit jackets are expensive. And so I love that. The outfit was perfect. I was like, cool, I'm happy. This is great. It was like fake, like faux material. So like if we were to iron it, it would melt.
Okay.
So like we tried steaming, but then I was like, no one's going to see it. It's dark.
Right.
And like it's velvety-ish. So, but those are my two things, the Adele concert and then my shiny glitter shoes, which now I need to figure out where I'll wear them again. I might just like
Well, you're
put
singing
them
in the
on.
show for Gaiman's chorus.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
I have a dropped.
Okay.
Did I tell you guys I dropped?
You
No.
did.
Yes.
I didn't
Told me,
hear.
right?
I am no longer in the just because of work and all the other
Yeah.
stuff and travel.
Okay.
What is giving you life?
So I will say the first thing that's giving me life is still is our new bidet. So it's not new anymore, but it's like it is so fantastic. And I'll ask you this:
It's gently used.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like you're playing that game like at the fair where you're like you got to shoot a water pistol into the hole to make the thing go up?
Oh
so, like,
my God.
Are you just like moving around trying to get your butthole so that it goes right?
Yes.
up?
Well, you guys, we need to get your branded bidet because we have the low level tushy, and I will tell you, every morning I have to like scoot and do like a little twerk to get the right angle so that the water stream hits it.
But it's cold for you.
Oh, good morning to me.
It is warm for us because I love it, and I was like, but I'm also like, I wonder if straight guys like do that. Like, if they use a bidet, do they twerk their butt around so it gets their hole right there?
I think they would.
I don't even care if it cleans down there anymore. I just want to feel good at the beginning of my day.
That's what the day.
You want to feel good at the beginning of your bidet.
Get the sensation.
That is.
Oh my god.
Okay, bidet question.
Okay.
Follow-up question. Do you do it on full power?
Do we have it on full power, Andy?
Can you control how much it shoots?
It defaults to like medium.
Okay.
And so you can adjust it each time, but when it starts, it doesn't assume that it's you, so
It like sets it because the full thrust one is very alarming.
All right, so in ours, if you hit the button twice, it goes into this like oscillation thing.
Oh my god!
Stop. Which you may want to try next time.
Oh, maybe I will.
We need to
try
get
that
the
one.
big. I don't know if this is divulging Nick's secrets, but like the most interesting thing I learned about him was he full powers the bidet.
Oh yeah,
like he cranks it, and I was like,
Power
that.
bottom.
I barely because you have the little trickle,
He's a
and
power
then you have like
wash.
the middle. But
I just want to make sure it's clean down there.
like. I was like, do you do the full thing? He's like, yeah. I was like, that's a lot.
I would think that people who don't wear underwear
That's me.
are ones who probably do that just to make sure.
Yeah.
You know,
I gotta make sure my pants are clean.
I love that ours, like, you can have there's different options. So there's like a wash and dry. So
Well, because you have the blow dryer, right?
yeah, I think the blow dryer too. So
But in yours is, I feel like warm water is so much more comfortable.
I'm waiting for it to be like they're AI powered, where it's like there's a camera that's like, you are clean, like, or you know, like
There are some pretty cool features on this electronic one. Like most of them we disabled, but like even just the seat warmer, you can have it so that it's constantly circulating, so that your seat is always at the right temperature.
Oh, that'd be so nice.
does yours do a reach around too?
A little tug.
yeah, exactly. And I think the other thing that I'm upset. I guess I'm obsessed with, but like not like in a good way. Is we're finally watching Perfect Match on Netflix, which is like where they take singles from a bunch of their different like Netflix shows and put them together.
We just in context, we went out with our kids last Friday, and we were just talking about shows that we liked, and both Aiden and Katie and Sarah all were like obsessed with this show. So we said, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
So is it like from like Love is Blind?
So it's people from Love is Blind, The Mole,
Too
Love
Hot to
Island,
Interesting.
like The Circle.
The douche.
Oh, that's kind of
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so they take everybody and they put them in, and then they get rid of people and they bring in people. But like, it is so fucking messy. It is like, I am just like, what?
Wait, how?
Hazardous material.
I'm glad
Right.
that
How so?
I'm glad that Nick Lachey is the host.
And the funny thing is, people say, for the most part, everybody says his full name. They're always like, hello, everybody. He's like, everybody's like, hey, Nick Lachey.
He's definitely one of like Nick Lachey is his name.
And then every time they say Nick Lachey or Vibe, you have to
You have to drink.
They say both many times.
Okay,
each episode.
so it's messy because what happens is people are paired together trying to find their perfect match. So,
But are they really going to?
well, you know, and then so what's supposed to happen is every week a couple wins the ability to go to the boardroom, and then they can bring in 2 new people.
What's the boardroom for?
The boardroom is where you go to see. There's a board in there with a TV on it.
Oh,
they can
not
pick,
like an executive boardroom.
Correct. So anyway, so they can. So 1 week you're gonna have choices of guys. You're gonna bring 2 guys in, or it's gonna be 2 girls that you're gonna have to bring in, and you're trying to put them on dates with people. Now, the messy part is when people choose to go on a date with one of the new people in front of the person that they just won the challenge with.
What?
Wait, who gets to pick the people that choose?
You get a couple who wins
Okay.
the challenge. They get to choose the 2 new people who are coming in. And they have to choose dates for them out of the couples that are there.
Okay.
So, like... but it's gotten messy where, like, one person got in from somebody else and then went on a date because they won the next challenge, went on a date with somebody else, and that person got eliminated that originally chose him to bring him in.
Oh, no.
Right. It is...
I love
it. It is messy as hell.
But you love it.
It seems messy.
It's a little... Yeah, I kind of like it, but I'm also like...
Do you think it's, like, overproduced, or is it actually entertaining?
It's entertaining.
Okay.
But, like... I'm also like, I realize that I'm not like the straight guys on there. I mean, I'm gay, but like, they're like, oh, she's hot and she's gorgeous and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, actually, I think the other one is prettier than she is.
Yeah.
Like,
and it is definitely the defined term of guilty pleasure. Like, you would never admit that you like this.
And I would definitely not watch this on a plane. Because, like, these people are, like, in the skimpiest bathing suits all the time. And I'm just like, and they're like, in compromising positions throughout the house and stuff. Like, one couple was making out on the couch in front of everyone, and like the girl was straddling him, and
okay, that's fine.
I'm just like,
You just have to get the like, what are those like privacy screen protectors on the plane so no one can see?
But unrelated, have you noticed that like on planes you can watch stuff and it's just full, like whatever they're showing. Remember when it used to just like be the airplane edit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the airplane edit still a thing? Because I've been watching stuff and it's like that's some titties and that's some ass.
No, but they tell you ahead of time in like on a little
mature
disclaimer,
content,
this has mature content. Please be respectful of the people around you.
No one's respectful on a fucking plane.
I know. That's why Andy always gets a window seat so he can turn his screen. There's a window, but there's a...
I'm at the point, I am in the aisle, and what I'm watching, everyone is watching.
I turned mine into the aisle so people can see.
Yeah, I watched RuPaul's Drag Race, and I was like, here you go. There's the pit crew.
And
so
you're welcome.
So just since we're talking about airplanes, we were watching this video about business class, and they've invented a seat where when you recline, it does not move backwards for the person in the row behind you.
Yes. It's a shell. So it's this new thing, and like Air New Zealand's coming out with it, and they're...
does it like roll into itself?
Yeah, yes, so it moves, the seat moves, but the shell stays like this. So you have more space in front of you for it to go this way.
Ugh.
I know that's one of your pet peeves.
I can't... Oh my god, I fucking hate it.
But we were like, Joe's gonna love this.
Yeah, let me get my... You know what? We'll sell Nick's Birkin bag, and then we'll be able to fly first class. I mean, on the note of...
Birkin bags appreciate in value, by the way.
No, they don't.
It's a good investment.
You know money.
You can...
So anyway,
no, okay, but can I vent for a minute on the fucking planes? Because I did send you guys the picture of the fucking luggage, and like, I don't know what I deserved to get the karma where every plane ride I take, the person in front of me reclines. I don't know.
Maybe it's because you got mad at the people. Andy was like, I don't see what the problem is. I'm like, they should be turned sideways.
Yes,
so.
the gay ass flight attendant, when you walk in, says, hey everybody, you gotta put your thing in like a taco, not a hamburger, so we can have more room. It's not fucking hard. Oh my god, okay, end rant. I cannot deal, like, I swear to god, there's just like, airplanes take the worst.
Was there room for your luggage up there?
I had mine, yes, and I turned it.
So,
I turned it.
So what are you bitching about?
That Andy, yes.
It's the compliance.
Karen.
That's what it is. It's a compliance
And
thing.
he works in compliance.
Yeah,
So
listen, Karen. You don't have to talk
I will go. Okay. I'm telling you.
I take my seatbelt off and stand up, and he's like, "The seatbelt light is on." Yeah. Why are you standing up? You're out of compliance.
Per FAA regulations.
And it's probably like as soon as you landed and you guys were at the gate and you heard that beep, it's like you stood up, Nick. He's like, "Why are you standing up?"
I'm not a stander upper though, because those people bug. I'm like, "Where are you going?" Like,
Yeah.
unless I need to stretch my legs, I get that. Like, I stand up, I stretch my legs. Yes.
You know, I've had somebody tell me when I'm on the plane, I pull because I sit on the aisle, so I pull the arm up and I sit with my legs in the aisle.
Yeah.
Like, you're in front of me,
right?
But somebody one time was like, "How did you do that?" And I'm like,
I didn't know either. The little button.
"Yeah, there's a little magic button."
Yeah,
in
you just
there.
got to finger
There's always
it.
a magic
They don't tell you about the magic
No,
button.
they don't. Because you know what? I also did it during the ride because I'm like, oh, I need a little bit of hip room.
Right. I do it too.
These hips so lie, they need a little bit more room.
They don't lay no lie.
So
yeah.
that's what I'm obsessed with. So, Joe, okay, we're all wondering. We need to know. Let us know because you went to Vegas to go see Adele.
Well, we'll pin in that because I have some bombshell news that I found out while in Cleveland.
on the podcast.
So while I was in the land of Cleve, Val texts me and goes, "Oh my God, can I call you?" And I'm like,
she pregnant?
"No."
Oh.
I was like, I'm at work. I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Okay, I'm going to text you." Turns out we have an uncle who no one knew about.
Okay, so who did 23andMe or whatever?
That's exactly what happened.
So what happened? What happened was my cousin Renee, so Val's sister, she did 23andMe, and it popped up and it said, "You have an uncle," and she's like, "What? No, I don't." And so then she looked into it, researched all of it. Turns out that my dad's mom was dating somebody.
Your grandma.
Yeah, my grandma. So my maternal grandmother was dating someone
Your
before
paternal,
not
my
maternal.
paternal.
Oh my God.
Clearly, I know. So she had a baby before she got with my grandpa and had the family, but no one knew about it.
Where did the baby go?
So they always had a story, and my grandma and grandpa would tell my
They sent
dad,
her away to Sweden.
No, they had a
private
story.
school.
They had a story where they said we found a baby in the cellar, and we had to go put it at the adoption agency. And my parents or my dad would always be like, "That's weird."
A cellar baby?
Right. So anyway, I have a long lost uncle.
But like, is your dad and everybody not like in any kind of way wanting to get to know him? Or
My dad said that if the other guy shows interest and wants to like meet him, he would be like, "Yes, I'll meet you in a heartbeat," but he's not going to seek out the other guy.
Well, yeah, because I'm thinking the guy, unless he has to go back onto 23andMe to see if there are any matches now. Because
So what happened was Renee made contact with the guy's daughter.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they've already had a
Zoom.
conversation.
Oh, I thought there was
already
already.
conversation.
So they've already had a conversation, and I don't know this is all very developing. So
And did Renee tell your dad that?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and then they were like, it's so funny because everyone was like, well, not everyone, but like the elders, so the people who now have the brother, like, well, how do you know? And Renee's like, because it's DNA.
science.
It is literal.
What's
It is
her-
literal
I'm
science.
sorry, I forget. What's Renee's mom's name? What's your
Auntie Deb.
Deb was like, what? And so she went and did it too. And it was like, yeah, this is your brother. Half brother.
Right. Well, because what happened was my dad did Ancestry, and it said you have a cousin or something, and then he's like, that's weird. But then on 23andMe, when my aunt did it, like it said this is a 25% match, which if you have a half brother, that's how much DNA you would share. So I think it's just fascinating because it's like
You wouldn't share 50%?
No. Okay, I thought so. Here's, I thought it was
52.
I thought it was 50. It's not.
I mean,
50.
half.
It's 25.
It's in the name.
I thought half brother was 52.
No, it's 25 because that means that you're.
Thank God we have a scientist here.
Yeah.
No, because I thought it was 50 as well, and then it was like, no, it's 25, and I'm like, wow. So
That's
yeah,
crazy. Because I have friends who've done this and they have had
Revelations, yeah.
where it's like, okay, like things in the past have happened and now it's coming back up.
I just am like, there's nothing.
Multiple.
Like I'm like, listen, hey, if my grandma wanted, she had a life before, so what? Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
And don't shame her.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and before you go and donate eggs or sperm, think about this.
Right.
20 years down the line.
I have to
Yes.
say, some of the stuff, like the story is more fat. And if you want to cut this because it's private, like the idea of like this person like was in the San Francisco Bay Area, like. There's so many, like, if they had any doubt,
right.
the more you hear about this person's story, you're like,
right.
you are definitely related to this family because
And
you're all in the same area.
They called, so my grandma's best friend, Dottie, who lived down the street, Renee called, or no, my Auntie Deb called Dottie and was like, hey, like, she gave her the whole thing, like, gave her the information, and Dottie was like, yeah, that checks.
And then Deb was like, oh, you're right. Okay, I believe you. I don't believe science, but I believe you.
Right. Well, and then apparently, oh my god, I just learned this. So apparently, my Auntie Deb went to a psychic, and this was a while ago, and it was like strange because there were things that weren't checking out, and it said your mom had 4 kids. There's only 3 of them.
What? The psychic?
No. And I was gooped.
Was it the Great Zoltar?
It was Miss Cleo.
I want to go to that site.
The one that's down on the Pier 49 or whatever.
But I was like, it's just it's fascinating kind of stuff that like your secrets can't hide. Like you might be dead and you may be in the grave, girl, but DNA.
Like these are the things that you have to think about when you do something like 23andMe or Ancestry.com. Like,
Yeah.
are you ready for
Right.
revelations
To learn
that could shock
secrets.
and
Right.
turn your world upside down? If,
Yeah.
in some spots. You know,
Well, and it's crazy too because it's like, either it could like help you understand a part of your life, or it could also like open up like, what if something was like an affair and you didn't know, and like you now have this half brother or something like. So it's
those are the kind of
Springer.
worms.
It's the new Jerry Springer, 23andMe. Like,
Right, exactly. Because you used to watch Jerry Springer and he'd be like, the DNA test shows that
you are not the oh, that's Maury. Same
that's
shit.
Maury.
what I think is cool is too is like because I was like, what if you didn't want to be found? Like, you have to elect. You have to elect. You have to consent.
Right.
You have
Like,
to be.
You accepted the terms and
So
conditions.
you
It would be
agreed that it
different.
would be okay if like, hey, if you have family, do you want to know?
Right. It'd be different if like it was Joe's dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he didn't have any. This wasn't his thing, so
Right.
he's fighting this outside of his control.
Right.
Whereas this guy did it because he wanted to know more about his past.
Yep.
Because he was an adopted child.
Yeah.
So he wanted to know if he had people out there
And
and
then-
where it comes from.
Yeah, and the thing too is like I was like, well, they'll go find like the birth records, and I feel like what happened is that like back in the day, my grandma may have lied or like just said we found this child, so there may
Or they
not be
could've just
records.
dropped it at
Right.
a
Fire
fire
station.
or
Right,
something.
which is crazy.
But like, okay, so then I'm gonna ask this, and I hope it's not insensitive or something. But is your grandma still alive?
Oh no,
Okay.
no, she is.
So-
She's been gone. Yeah.
Okay.
That bitch took it to the grave.
I feel like this is just the level of like I've come to know Joe's family.
My grandma was a drama queen.
this like
it checks.
is it Dottie? What's her name? Dottie.
Dottie.
Like this tracks for the Grinelli family. Like
Right.
to have some drama. Like there's a long lost brother. Like that tracks for this family.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
So that was my like interesting thing because I was in Cleveland, nothing, whatever, it was fine, and then I got back, and that's where I obviously found all of my annoying airline people. Where I texted you guys, and that's also where I started watching Ghosts, which I love. And then we got back and went to Vegas. So it's been a lot. Like I was out of town, was back for like maybe 12, 14 hours, and we drove to Vegas on Friday. Was there until Sunday.
Oh, did you use the Tesla?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how was that driving the Tesla to
Not
Vegas?
bad. Not bad. I
How
would
many times
say
did you stop?
once.
Twice.
Okay.
Twice going and once on twice on the way back.
And then how long of a wait did you have for the charging?
It was like 20 minutes. Well, it took 20 minutes like each time.
But you didn't wait to get to a
No,
charger.
no, and it's nice. Like I used to not like stopping, but it is nice to take a little bit of a break because it breaks up the monotony. So like on the way back, it was about 2.5 each like leg,
Right.
And it was not bad because like if you drive for 5 hours, you're like, oh my god, I'm still driving for 5 hours.
Stop. Have a little snack.
Yeah, although there's nothing in Barstow.
No.
So we stopped.
But here's the thing that I was telling Joe about, like the economy now, or like I want to learn more about the economy of the Tesla charger,
Right.
Because they're putting them in these like there's 50 supercharger spots in these really crazy obscure places.
Yeah.
But
and now because of that, there's like stuff building
like
around
towns
it.
oh,
around
like
them.
how does it affect?
It's
the
affecting
economy?
the
There's like
economy.
shops because when you go and want to charge your car, it's like, well, I don't want to sit
Well,
here.
but that's the thing. It's like because you don't want to sit there. So all of a sudden, gas stations that have
there's-
Tesla
yep,
chargers
in these random
now have
places
shops
that
around it.
you would never
So,
think.
If
Yeah.
you think about
McDonald's.
the early days of America, it was train stops. If
Yeah.
you got a
Yeah.
train stop, a town built up around it.
Yeah.
And then commerce built. And,
Yeah.
Or even bus stops or something like
Yeah.
that when people are like Greyhound buses
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
all
Across country.
It's happening with like some of
travel.
these places we stop. You're like, this is crazy that we're in the middle of nowhere and there's like a nice little restaurant and
Yeah.
some clean bathrooms.
Yeah.
and
But
just like,
also you think because it's Tesla, automatically people assume that you have money.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, okay, so it's the reverse effect of like a dollar store.
Yeah.
You know, like when a dollar store comes into your neighborhood, they say everything
no.
kind of goes
Down?
down from there.
The
So
Ross-
you always look out
the
for the
Ross.
dollar store and the check cashing place.
Yeah.
Like,
Interesting.
but like when a Tesla supercharging station comes in, especially one that has quite a few.
a
Oh, you
ton.
got a large. You got
Yeah,
I
you
know.
got a large, like
Well, and they
20.
have to open them up this year or next year. Soon, Tesla has to open up their network to non-Tesla.
Interesting.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's 2025. No, it's not they open up the network. It's that they will be compatible
Yeah,
with.
they'll be compatible with X.
but I have a feeling that what'll happen is that they'll have a different rate for non-Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Definitely.
USB versus.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like USB A versus USB C.
Yeah.
We're on C.
So like we stopped in Prim, which Prim like used to have this. It's the spot right before the border. It's the
Right.
first place you can go. It's always been a little bit run down since I remember it, but like now because there's like this big supercharger spot, Prim might like find like a renaissance. Like
Yeah.
It's possible
pretty
because
crazy.
people need stuff to do while they're waiting for their
Yes.
car to charge, and
Yeah.
plus it attracts because somebody may go, oh, you know what? Let's go to this outlet mall that just popped up over
Yes.
here before heading back because we're waiting, or
Yeah.
after this is charged, let's just go over there.
Well, and that's the thing is like a lot of the stations have like amenities. They'll call them amenities near them. And that's like what the draw is because it's like, oh, you can go get your lunch or get your dinner or whatever, and then you can like get your car ready.
And your Tesla tells you where to go. Like
Yes.
it tracks your it makes you your route so you know exactly how long to go before you
Yep.
get discharged.
Yeah.
But it's like you can. I'm sure on that map you can also look to see what's around there.
yeah.
See, that'll be the new Tesla economy as well. It'll be like you have to do deals with Tesla to get people to go to that charging station.
100%.
Premium
Well,
advertising.
and not only that, but you think like, what about like possible brand opportunities
Yeah, like
out
near
there,
here.
Yeah.
or like just have it pop up like, oh, you have to stop here. Well, make sure to check out this, while you're there.
And we
Oh,
went
like
we
on
went
the maps or whatever.
We were at a parking garage in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
And the spot, and this is Tesla, like whatever their logistics are. It's like we're going to negotiate with this parking place, and that like when you log in,
you
we'll
just
give
put it.
you
The
we'll
code
give you the
was
code.
on my screen.
The code was on the
because
screen
I had to get a ticket, and it was $35 an hour,
oh,
or like for
to
the
be
first
in the
hour.
parking
And
garage.
I was like, this better not charge me, but it was like put in the magic code, and it spit out a ticket.
yeah. So there, I listen. I don't love Elon Musk.
I don't
But
either.
some of the logistics stuff that they are doing is
but again,
pretty amazing.
again, it's one of those things where it's like you've spent this money, you probably have money because you have a Tesla.
Yeah.
So this is our assumption. And
Yeah.
so we're going to give you all these extra things because you bought our car. And
Yeah.
that's how we got you.
Yeah.
So,
Dang.
okay, so like,
So we get into Vegas. We stayed at the Tropicana, which is actually undergoing demolition in like a month.
you may be the last guest. To
We
say
were.
it.
Well, I told Joe, I was like, "Listen, this is in a couple years." We're like, "Remember when we stayed there and it's gone now, and now it's a baseball field?"
it's
Baseball
weird
stadium?
because like I stayed at the, it was a Asian inspired hotel.
It was the Golden Dragon.
No, it wasn't the Golden Dragon. It was a different one. It was like the Jade Empire or something like that. But it was like right there where the link used to be.
Oh,
where the link is.
I have.
That's where we charge your car by the
So
link.
I hadn't been to Vegas in over a decade. So like I was like, ooh, like look, I'm excited to see all the things that like I remember. And nothing was there. It was so different.
Yeah.
And I think it was like obviously 10 years later, but like also COVID changed a lot of that stuff. So
Yeah.
it was interesting to see.
Did you see the sphere?
Yeah.
lit up and stuff.
It was huge.
It's very cool.
Well, and I was like, that thing is much bigger than it looks in like pictures. I still want to go in it.
Which is usually the opposite.
So we get in, we check into the Tropicana, and the girl, like, I was like, do you have any early check-in? She's like, no, but if you upgrade for, like, it was $80 to upgrade for the full weekend to get a suite, and I was like, yes. Like, that's worth it, right? And so we got a...
Because I feel like nobody was staying at the hotel.
And when we say suite, like, it's the Tropicana, so it was very old, like... It was like carpeted walls, if you want to even call it that. Like, it was dated, but I was like, we're not going to be here.
It used to be called the Imperial Palace.
Yes!
Where was the Imperial Palace?
Right
there in the link.
On the strip.
Yeah.
Behind another hotel, but like across the street.
Near Cromwell.
Near where Cromwell is, yeah.
Yeah,
like
Cromwell.
right around there. But yeah, where the link is.
By Flamingo.
Yeah.
I don't think
So
I've
anyway,
been there.
yeah.
Yeah, there's just, I mean, Vegas is crazy. Like, we get in, and then we went for a walk up to Treasure Island. So we walked the whole strip. Because I was like, oh, you know, I wanted my Miss Congeniality moment.
I love it. We walked 15 miles a day.
Nick loves a fucking walk.
I loved it.
And I even had my good shoes on. Like, my like, supportive running
That
shoes.
grew probably when you took those shoes off at the end of the day.
Love a good walk.
Well, so no, like, on Saturday, like, we had done so much walking that before the concert, I was like, I need to take a nap because I'm exhausted. So I took a nap, and then I had a Reese's peanut butter egg, and I popped some Sudafed, and I was ready. I was ready for Adele. Sudafed gets you. It, like, I don't know what's in it, but the real Sudafed drink.
Well, and we went to Paul's favorite little pizza spot.
Yes.
I was so nervous because I was like, because we were waiting for Val and Sean. I'm like, I'm going to go. I don't know where he's talking about. I'm going to go and just see if I can find it. And Joe's like, just chill the fuck out.
Yeah, I was like, calm down. If we have to find something. And then Val's like, oh, I've been there before.
No, she hasn't been there. But she's eaten at the other restaurant. And she's always wondering why pizza, like people are showing with pizza.
She's eating at Jalejo. That's next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like...
The pizza was good. I got a meatball one and meatball ricotta. It was tasty.
It's very New York style. It's owned by Scott Conan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's owned by
From
Scott
Chopped?
Conan. Yes.
Oh.
So...
he's beefy.
Dreamy.
But it's very thin New York style pizza by the slice. It is... Every time I go to Vegas, if I'm by myself, I'll go check into my hotel, put my stuff down, and then I'll walk right over to the Cosmopolitan, no matter where I am, and go get a slice of pizza.
The only gripe I had is their ranch was not that good.
No, it wasn't Joe's favorite ranch, yeah.
But it worked.
It got the job done, right?
It was
ranch adjacent.
It was just like Nick's barking bag. It was ranch.
It was
Ranch trailer parked in ranch.
Yeah, it was ranch-ish.
But we did have a really nice dinner the next day as well with at the place that you guys have been to, the tapas place.
Right, Julian Serrano.
It was so good.
And my favorite part is they had live music, but they weren't singing.
Oh,
it was all like
just
guitar.
instrumental.
Oh, it was perfect. And we were
It was like
right
Santana
by
music.
but like so good.
But you were gonna go hear a singer
yeah.
anyway, so
But
you didn't want
also-
to ruin your ears. With
No,
somebody
just like
else's
when I'm
singing.
eating, I don't. Shut up. Turn it down, bitch.
And it wasn't
like,
too loud.
Turn it
and
down
it
for
was
what?
just
Put
Right.
your bag up there like a taco.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, so then you go back over to the Caesar's Palace,
yeah.
Well, for the 14th time because we walked there 100 times, and
doing a dry run to make sure you know where to go.
well, sort of. No, because
I'm all for that.
We
yeah.
cabbed from the Aria to Caesars, just
Oh my god, that
because
took
it's easier.
45 minutes to get there.
It was like 10.
We get to go by.
Well, we had to wait a long time. Like we kept people that were trying to pick us up kept like leaving. Like the Ubers that like they're on their way and then they just keep driving.
No. That was
right.
so.
Yeah.
When we had to get to the Aria, I was like, I can't walk. I have like dress shoes, and I was exhausted from walking. So we took a lift, but then we took a cab from Aria to Caesars.
Okay.
And then obviously we were there for the
Which
show.
is funny because it's like next door, but you still cab.
But
Right.
here's the thing with Vegas. It's just like Washington, D.C., where like everything looks so close, but it's not.
Right.
And so like,
It's like it may look like it's just 2 hotels over.
Yeah.
But those 2 hotels
Are 4
fucking
miles.
huge.
right. So, I mean, I loved the meal. We got really good tapas, and then we made it to the venue to see Adele, and She was prompt. She started at 8:15.
She's not Madonna. She's like, I got shit to do. You people paid a lot of money to see it, so let's go.
So she's
got kids to see.
Right. So she basically was like, I'm starting at 8:15, and then this is what like the attendants told us. They were like, she starts at 8:15. She does like a break at like 9:20, and then the show's over after 2 hours. I was like, I'm great with that. So Adele obviously like comes out, she does hello, and then she starts talking, and she's like,
"That's awesome that she does hello as her opening number."
Yeah, she did as her opening number, which it's. I was like, thank you. So, but she's like, she's talking, and she's like, I'm a little vocally. She kept saying like Ursula's come from my voice, and apparently she was under the weather. But I will tell you, her under the weather was impeccable.
It was.
And I was like, the vocal technique that woman has to be able to sing through whatever she has and belt out those notes, and then she's under the weather. I was like, you gave us a fantastic show.
And I was telling Nick, I'm like, also she has to talk during this, do banter with you and everything like that too.
And so that's the best part. She had, so she like does her little talking or whatever. She introduces the show, talks about it, and then does music, and then she has the t-shirt gun, and those things launch.
She shoots t-shirts.
She loves the t-shirt.
When you hear it goes like shoo, like, but like it like there's gas that you can see like
Did you catch one?
No.
And she's good. She's like, she knows how to use that gun. She's like, she could do it like with her eyes closed.
I was kind of turned on a little bit because I was like, damn girl, look at that gun.
And you guys had like really great seats because they were center.
Yes.
They were a little bit far back, but that's good because then you can see the entire stage.
Yeah.
And her stage kind of gave me very much, I don't know if you're going to get this reference or not, but it gave me White Stripes, Seven Nation Army vibes.
Yes.
A little bit.
From the video.
Yes.
Because it was
the stage, they were all, those were screens and they moved.
And they moved this
way. So the cool thing, she's like, I'm going to do ballads. And then she's like, but I'm also going to give you full orchestra. So like when she had a full orchestra, it opened up and you saw the band, the backup singers. And then when she did Skyfall, there was like, I don't even, like Hollywood Squares. There were like, I would say 16 string instrument artists like held up in the back.
I thought they were LED screens, but they're behind the screen.
They were behind the screen doing all of the strings for Skyfall.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. Well, and then they stayed on for the rest of the show. Like they were there.
Right. But it was like, just also like it was a lot of meticulous thought that went through it because like the visuals were something, and then like there were things like she did Hold On, which is from a new album, and there were like lanterns that came down, and like it was worth it. Like,
did she give everybody wine when she did I Drink Wine?
No, but there were a couple times where like
I was drinking plenty that night too myself.
That things fell down, like little confetti. And the coolest part about the whole thing is when she did her exit, which we had no idea. Yeah. She was like finishing and she was like, thank you. And then there was like, she was in the middle of the stage and there was a bunch of confetti that dropped and she disappeared.
My God, okay.
It's a glitter bomb.
Like a trap door
big glitter confetti bomb happens. It's
and
pink,
then she's gone.
Beautiful, and then she's gone.
Oh my God, magic.
And I want that to be how I leave every room. Because you're not expecting Adele to do magic.
Right.
Or leave this earth.
Right.
It was very much it was a Vegas moment of like trap door.
It was so cool. And I was like,
so when did you guys go to the gift shop?
Right after.
Well, I went before.
Well, so we went before, and I was like, oh my God, I want to get in our seats.
Okay.
So then we went to the gift shop after, and I was like, okay, like, I wanted a sweatshirt that said, hello, it's me.
Did you get it?
Yes. And then there was also the bag, because the tote bag looked cute, and I love
the
the
tote bag is freaking phenomenal. It's huge compared to like
it'll be
the one I got at like Taylor Swift or like Beyonce or Sam Smith.
This thing is huge.
Yeah.
So it'll help you tote it around.
It's a beach bag, really.
That you can pack for Australia. There you go.
I could.
So, but the merch.
Bring it in the bag.
Yeah, because I'm like thinking like, because if we need to get stuff at like the store or if we're out shopping and stuff, we can put them in there.
And then people will stop you and talk to you and be like, "Did you go to the show?" And you're like,
just
"No,
say
we
yes.
friends."
I just be like, "Yeah, it was fantastic." I really can't talk about it.
I couldn't bring my Birkin, so I brought my Adele bag.
It's so personal to me. It like touched me, and I can't put it into words.
Right.
Thanks. Bye.
You could also take your Taylor bag. And,
exactly. Well, she was just there. In Sydney.
It was an amazing show, and now she's canceled this week. She's on vocal rest.
So she we were the last show because she was sick, and she's like, I can't do any more shows. because
she was closing.
on
Doing the last shows, like
she's got 20 more shows.
Okay, yeah,
just 10 more weekends,
10 more weekends,
20 more shows, and we were show number 80, and I just like it was just like it was so cool.
I wonder how they're gonna to fix that for the people.
I don't know.
They'll just push it on, whatever.
Yeah,
she's like, stay tuned for redates or whatever.
You know who's going into that one after her, right? Did you hear?
No,
who's going in after her.
Who?
Keith Urban.
Ugh. In the Coliseum?
In the Coliseum.
It's not a space for him.
It's a cool... I like the venue because it's intimate.
It needs to be a diva. It's a diva space. Elton John, Celine Dion.
Celine Dion can't sing because she's stiff.
They built that space for Celine Dion.
Yeah, they did.
And
then Adele came in and was like, fuck this French Canadian bitch. I want all of it.
I mean, Christina Aguilera would be good there.
Well, she's there, but she's
at the Venetian.
She's at the Venetian. We want to see Christina Aguilera.
But Paul just told me something where like it's the table setup, so you buy your ticket, but then there's this.
Oh, she's going in after Kylie.
There's an expectation. No, she's there now.
Oh, she's there now. Okay.
There's this expectation that you like buy a certain amount of stuff at the table.
There's a minimum on
because Nick was like, let's go see Christina. I was like, okay. It's like $700 for the table tickets.
I want to go see Kelly at
I want to see Kelly so bad.
She's
Kelly
going
Clarkson.
too?
She's not doing a residency. She's just doing a couple of shows.
I would love to go.
He actually goes, I was going to get that for your birthday. I'm like, well, that's for you, not for me. I would enjoy seeing her, but
I think it would be fun.
You always say the best gift I could give you is for me to be happy.
I love how you stand. You should start working for the Republican Party. You can stand.
I have to tell you one really fun story. We're in the merch line, and there's this father-son that are buying. The son wanted like the bejeweled, bedazzled.
It was like a sequin
sweater.
Adele.
And he's gay.
Well, and it was the idea because she was at the beginning of the show. She's like, "Where are my gays at? Where are my ladies at for their like wedding weekend? Where are my mother and daughters?"
And then mother and son.
And then mother and son. And then so after the show, this guy's like, "I wish you would have said like, where are my father and sons?"
Right.
Aww.
And because this kid wanted was to go to see Adele.
But good for you, Daddy, paying for that ticket.
Dad brought son. Who also wanted the bejeweled sweater,
which I'm sure was like $150 too.
It was just the merch was I'm like very expensive. I ended up spending $200, and I got a tote bag, a sweatshirt, a mug, and magnets.
You got that much?
Yeah,
I blacked out.
$200?
Well, I was like,
that's a lot.
Well, because I think the sweater was like $80, and I was like, fucking shit. This is going to be like an art sweater.
I would like to know how much of that goes to Adele.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because she brings up in the show too that she like approves all of the merch.
Right. Because she's like, yeah, I approve all the merch because someone let a pen go, and I was like, I wouldn't give a pen. And I was like, and she says it like in the desk, like, I wouldn't give a fucking pen. Like, you want a pen? No,
she
I'm
has
down.
Such a dirty mouth. It's so fun.
I hear she curses like a sailor.
F-bombs.
And that's the best.
It is the best. And it's just like, and her laugh, her little cackle, it's just the best.
I heard she makes you feel like comfortable
100%.
like you're in her house or something like that.
Yeah, it's
fantastic.
The thing I remember when I saw her first is she's like, if you've come to just hear me sing, that's not what's going to happen. And she's like, I want to talk and tell you stories to connect with you guys. And I think that's what is actually cooler than hearing her sing. Because you can hear her sing, right? But like the stories are the cool part.
Did she do Chasing Pavements?
No. I love that song. And I was telling Joe that I wish she would have done Chasing Pavements. It's like the first song
that I've ever heard from her, and it's like
she didn't do a lot. She did Turning Table. Isn't that from that album?
Turning Tables.
Turning Tables from the album.
And then the cool thing is that she did Set Fire to the Rain, which had obviously waters, but then the piano burnt on fire. They like lit the piano on fire, and there was like pyrotechnics.
They have a prop piano, and they light it on fire.
And the pianist like is being lifted up. Oh, it's great.
Oh,
it was
she's like taken to the Vegas thing like crazy. I love it.
So I mean, was a lifetime memory.
Even the video that Val took and posted on Instagram of like you could see her singing, but her image.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
because she said like I want even if you're in the back she's like I have these screens on the side so you can still see me. even if you can't see me.
It's really well like artistically directed.
So she did. I mean,
well, and then you think that
A+.
because of everything that happened leading up to,
and
this
she talked
concert,
about that. She's like, we all know it was a fucking mess.
But now you can see why I waited because
Right.
I
think she had to redesign everything.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like everything from the get go. So it was cool.
At the end, was it worth it?
Absolutely.
There you go.
And I was talking to my dad because he's like, how was it? And I was like, I understand like people get like so like afraid of spending money on like the experiences, but I was like, this is something that I will remember for the rest of my life. And I was able to share a moment with Val and Sean and Nick, and like we were there together, and like there was no one else I'd rather be there with than Val, and also like our partners, and like.
But really,
it was just special. You know what I mean? Yeah. If it was
Sean and I were just there because
if it was just 2 tickets, it would have been me and Val. Let's be real. Sorry, Nick. Love you.
I'm not even mad about that.
But it was really special, and I think like because I mean it was like when music transforms, like it was a moment like that. You know,
it was a transcendent experience, and this is how I feel about the Kawaka experience I'm going to have in Australia.
Wait, I can't wait. What's our timeline? What's the dead? Like,
rewind really quick because you guys went to Palm Springs. Like, was that fun?
It was fun. It was interesting. We went there to kind of look at places, kind of look at neighborhoods, see what we were thinking like would be a good place to like look for houses because we need to move and
we are
find
considering that as a possible new
as
venue.
a possible new venue for us to move to.
Oh my god, not old gays, but like retired gays in Palm Springs.
We're the young gays in that.
Yeah, we're gonna be the young gays there. But we did get to see not only the neighborhoods, but the Palm Springs medical field.
I was going to say, are we going to talk about this?
Because so we had
the what? The Palm Springs.
We got
what?
to see what their hospital system is like out there. So
did you get bit by something?
No.
Did you have food poisoning?
Sit back. You're in
Sit
for
back,
a story.
relax. You're in good hands.
Oh,
as we
God.
go on a journey.
This is the best
Palm
story.
Springs. All right, so. Saturday morning we wake up. All right, everything's fine.
When did you leave for Palm Springs?
We left on Friday.
like middle of the day.
Right. And then we get there. We checked
had
the
an
hotel.
amazing dinner.
Yeah, we checked the hotel. We went and we had a great dinner at this place called Booze Hounds. So if you're in Palm Springs or going to Palm Springs, check out Booze Hounds. And if you're bringing your dog, it's dog friendly, very dog friendly.
Okay.
And even places that are dog friendly usually don't do very good food. And this had very good food.
What kind of food was it?
It's like Asian fusion, kind of New American kind of stuff. So it was very good.
These are dishes I want to go back and eat again.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
So wow.
So Saturday morning we get up and everything's fine. We get dressed. Andy's like, "Oh, can we go see the pool area?" Because I didn't get a chance to see it when we checked in because he had stayed in the car with Baxter.
And the planned agenda was breakfast, like get Starbucks coffee, take Baxter to the dog park, and then we were going to look at places.
Right. So
What hotel did you guys stay at?
we stayed at the Westin Rancho Mirage.
Okay. Oh, wait. Is that Rancho Mirage?
Yeah,
Is that
it's a little bit past Palm Springs.
Okay,
proper.
but it's like all the same area.
Right.
Kind of north of Palm Desert.
But it's like I feel like getting Palm Springs from those outside it's
It's
like
easy.
10 minutes,
yeah,
right?
It's like 20 minutes to get down from
Okay,
where
okay.
you're at. So we're leaving the lobby area, heading back to the car to go to Starbucks, and I noticed that Andy is shuffling his feet, which he never does.
What do you mean shuffling?
Like he's not picking his feet up completely.
when you're walking?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And I was like, he never does that. So I'm like, this is weird. And I'm like, and he's letting Baxter just run around wherever he's not pulling him back. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take Baxter. And are you okay? He's like, oh, fine. I'm just a little bit tired. But I'm like, I'm okay. I think if I get my coffee and get something to eat, I'll be okay. I'm like, fine. So we go over to Starbucks. I leave him in the car. I go get the Starbucks. I come back. He's got the door kind of half open. And he's like, oh, did you see the cute twins over there? And I'm like, there's only one child over there.
Please don't tell me you had a stroke.
And so we're like going through it. I'm like, do I need to take you to the hospital? Do we need to go home? Like, what do we need to do? He's like, no, I'll be fine. Let's just go to the dog park and everything will be fine. I just need to like have my coffee and stuff. And I'm like, all right. So we go to the dog park. I sit him down in one of the chairs.
I sit him down in one of the chairs.
And I'm like I'm letting Baxter run around, but I'm like noticing that he's just like out of it. And I'm like slurring his words, seeing double, not walking very well. And I'm like, okay.
This is a fucking stroke.
So I'm like, go. Can you get to the car right now?
I'm so scared.
Can you make your way to the car? I'm going to grab Baxter. And
Joe, I'll just assure you now the story ends fine.
Okay. He's here. Look at him.
You could be a stroke survivor.
So, I'm trying to grab Baxter as he's walking to the car, and I can see he's a little disoriented. He can't really find where the car is at. So I grab Baxter, and I'm like walking out. He's at the car finally, and I'm like, all right, let's go. I have to go back to the hotel, put Baxter in the crate, get him settled, and then take him to the emergency room.
Oh my God.
And
he is as calm can be. He's an amazing...
And
I'm in good hands.
I'm like, okay, like I just got to do this real quick, so let's go. And he's like, okay. And he's like, there's two of you. And I'm like, I know, it's fine. Let's just go.
We love crisis, Paul.
And he's like,
he's good in a crisis.
Crisis.
It's like,
did you have did you accidentally have like a weed brownie or something?
So
we'll get there.
So it's a journey, girl. Stay with me.
Well, I'm okay.
Don't try to
just listen. Okay, just listen.
Don't try to go to fast forward to the end of the movie.
So we get to the hospital, and I'm like, I must say it's a very nice hospital. But we were looking for Kaiser Permanente. Just so you know, if you have Kaiser, there are no Kaiser hospitals in Palm Springs.
Oh,
just so you know.
There's a medical facility.
Medical offices, but no hospitals. But so we went to the emergency room. Thank God there was nobody there.
And it is affiliated with Kaiser,
right?
So it is in network.
I was going to say, if you're in the ER, that usually takes a long time to get seen.
There was nobody in the waiting room, and we got in right away.
Interesting.
So,
okay,
and then
that's a pro.
Yeah, I know, right? And then they get them back. And then we're there. They're doing, tests and everything.
MRI.
They thought it was it doesn't seem like it's a stroke, but he may have had a TIA.
What's a TIA?
It presents itself like a stroke.
Oh my God.
So they're doing all this stuff, and I'm like, we get in a room, and I'm like, okay, I have to go back to the hotel because I have to let Baxter out for a little bit. And I'm like, are you going to be okay? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right. So I go back there, and then I go back to the hospital. And they run the MRI CAT scan. Nothing's wrong. They can't see anything on the EKG. And he's starting to feel better. Like he's starting to get more coherent.
Okay.
And everything. So we're like, okay, this is great. And so after a while, we finally left because all they want to do is his heart rate was up. They couldn't find anything wrong.
Right.
And so they were trying to give him fluids and stuff, and we're like, all right.
Right, and if they can't,
me this bag of IV, and I was on it for a few hours,
right.
And it was still half full.
So we were there about 5.5, 6 hours.
Oh my God!
But when we left, the waiting room was packed. So really? I was like, thank God.
Good timing. Yeah.
So we went and had lunch, and then we decided to go look at some houses.
And I'm feeling fine.
Right, he's feeling fine.
You feel fine.
Everything's great. We're going to dinner. I'm still what's going on? We have to make an appointment for your doctor when we get back home.
Yeah.
But I'm almost he doesn't remember anything.
I'm going somebody must have slipped me a Mickey or something. I feel
right.
I drank or ate something that
he has no recollection of what happened during that time frame.
Right.
So you were in Twilight.
Andy can finish this out.
So we go to bed that night, and again we had a nice dinner. We were fine.
And you felt totally normal at this point?
I felt totally normal. And so we go to bed, and still had no idea. I go to take my every night. I have prescription medicine. I take 3 things, and when I travel, I put in the morning I take a bunch of vitamins. I don't take any prescriptions, and at night I take 3 prescription medicines. Mm-hmm. So my morning medicines I put in a baggie for each day because there's 6 different things, and I put them in there, mm-hmm. and I count them out before we go. So I just have to take a bag and eat it. For the night ones, I put them all in the same bag, and I just count them out because they all look very different. It's easy to know what to do. I go to take my night medicine, and I have 2 morning vitamin bags instead of 1, and no night bag. So and when I pack, I always pack an extra day of the prescription stuff.
Oh. And he always packs.
So I took 2 or 3 days worth of my prescriptions.
Oh, fuck.
In the morning, and that included Ambien.
No. Wait, how many Ambien did you take?
Probably 3.
Probably 2 or 3.
People pop that shit. People, you did what people do to, hallucinate. Literally.
So But what the worst thing was, like, he went to sleep, and I figured this out. And as soon as I see the bags, I'm like, oh, shit. I knew exactly what happened.
No.
And then all of this wave of guilt, like, I put him through so much today.
No.
And I feel so bad, but I didn't want to wake him up and tell him because he was sleeping finally.
Right, resting.
So I didn't sleep all night because I'm feeling awful. And the first thing I do in the morning when I wake up is like...
He's like, I wake up and I'm like, hi. And he's like, so I have something to tell you. and I'm like, okay. He's like, I figured out what happened. And I'm like, oh, well, that's good. What happened? And he told me, and I'm like, okay, well, at least we know it's not something,
neurological
or something worse happened to you. So this is a good thing that we know. So now we don't have to make an appointment with your doctor, and it's fine.
That's fucking
Also, please don't
crazy.
take any more Ambien this trip because
I was
we
like,
have
well,
shit to do.
And then I'm like, well, now we both have an Ambien story. But I'm like, yours
Oh my
involves a lot
God.
less shit.
Oh my God. So,
Could have been worse.
oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? I
So
feel awful.
you literally were like hallucinating.
on triple dose.
Well, because if you, like Ambien's like a set, they like it puts you to sleep. But if you like don't fall asleep, then you start having like ambient
Well,
crazy shit.
that's why he doesn't remember anything and why he was seeing double and couldn't walk.
Oh
And
my gosh, it was scary. I mean, that part.
Were you
in
trying to make
retro-
out with anybody?
No, and I
Not
didn't
even
buy
me.
anything online.
You didn't buy anything online? Like, you didn't buy anything online, you didn't make out with anybody.
He didn't eat anything weird. Except I did go to a donut shop while we were at Starbucks. I'm like, well, I'm going to run to the donut shop real quick. He's like, okay, get me a donut. And I'm like, what do you want? Thinking it's because he's like hungry, so I need to get him food. More food is better. And he's like, surprise me. And I'm like, okay. So then I get it, and he's like, I'm like, that's your donut. And he's like, what is it? I was like, it's like a cinnamon crunch thing. I don't know. He's like, it's really good.
Oh my God.
This
And
is
I'm
the
like-
first time I'm hearing this.
And I'm like, no, I know. I'm good. And he's like, okay. And then later on, like the next day or so, he's like, did I have a donut?
Oh my God.
I do recall seeing double.
Oh my God.
I mean, so I know, like, Paul, you were worried for Andy, but was there ever a point where you were like, are you high?
Well, no, we did. It was like some of it was like we did talk about him like it feeling like he was being roofied or something, and I'm like, I didn't know that he packed Ambien,
right.
So this proves that like I need to write down what you're taking, your medication that you're on,
Probably for the best.
and what you brought. And what you possibly could have been on.
The crazy thing is the ER knew nothing about, like, they didn't do any toxicology
No tox,
or anything like that.
Right.
Well, would they be able to know that? It would have showed
It
up.
would have still been in your blood. I mean,
Right.
they
But
just
do you have to
did for a
test
long
for it
time.
specifically?
Especially if you had 3.
Or if they're
but,
just like a general tox screen and they can be like, there's something happening.
Well, but
here.
I'm also like, okay, we told you all of his symptoms. You're doing all these physical tests, like having you raise your leg and then kind of push down on it and stuff like that. So that's to check to see if you're weak on any side of your body. Like, they
That's
do these things.
crazy.
Like you put your hands up and they push down on it and see.
It's for neurological.
Yeah, for neurological, so
Yeah.
they can check to see if you're weak on any side of your body.
Yep.
He was fine. So after a while, I'm like, and now as I look back on it, I'm like, you guys didn't think to ask, like, okay, so what did you take?
Right.
Yeah.
Are you
Like,
taking any
what
drugs?
kind of medications are you
Yeah,
on? Is there
well,
anything else that we should know
it
about?
wasn't Kaiser, so
I would have
that's.
said vitamins.
Right, he wouldn't have known
anyway. But do you think they would have asked, like, what vitamins?
And I wouldn't have known all that he takes. I know some of the medications that he takes, but I obviously didn't know that there was Ambien in there. So,
That's so
I was
crazy.
just like,
That's
okay.
insane.
I'm gonna start asking
Well,
Joe
I'm
if you're
glad-
on Ambien
I'm glad that you're okay.
because you're like, did
I
need
legit
it?
thought you were gonna say like I had a stroke.
We're glad we are too. I mean,
I was worried.
Yeah,
better to
because you
know-
have conclusive.
better to know than not know, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It
I
was
mean,
a- it was
but
a
also to
journey.
figure it out. Oh my God.
Look at those cute twins over there. Paul's like,
Yeah, I was like, the fuck?
See, I would have if Nick started doing symptoms like that, I would be like, "Are you okay?"
no,
and
he'd
then I
send
would
me
start
to a
being
home.
like,
He'd be
like, I don't know if I would be able to stay calm. I think I would just be like, we should probably get you checked
So
out.
this is what riddled me with guilt and bad feelings all night, because like he stayed so calm through the whole thing, and I was like, he must have been like freaking out inside.
Well, and at one point I was just like, do I need to drive us home now? Like,
right.
And get us to a Kaiser hospital? Like,
right.
do I need to do that? Because I can't find one here. But I was just like, okay, no, we have to do it here. And then as we're driving to the hospital, he makes a joke.
Oh, geez.
And I was just like, and it was like, I think it was something having to do with drugs or something like that. And I was like, I'm not in the mood. He's like, well, I'm just trying to lighten up the mood here with some jokes. I'm like, not the time to joke about that. And then also,
read the room, Andy.
I was like, when you're at the hospital, don't make those kind of jokes.
I would do the same thing.
So anyway,
oh my god,
Paul, I feel like this is just showing you could work in like a trauma center because you can like.
I would trust my life with you. If I were in a hospital and you were the like intake person, I would feel so comfortable.
But he did not freak out. He was level-headed. He dealt with a lot.
Stress test.
I appreciate and love you for it, but I feel awful too.
No point in being
a stupid
awful.
mistake.
Well, now we know
but
that
you're safe. At the end of the day, you had nothing wrong with you.
Right.
So, yeah.
But if you ever want an experience to be in Twilight, take 3 Ambien.
Well, no, that's
like,
not an experience because you don't remember anything.
We do not advocate. Absolutely not.
And I will say this: we saw some cute little places from the outside. We saw one place from the inside, and I was like, "This place is way too small." Like,
the property's
even
small.
The pool was super small. Like,
the pool was more like a tub.
Yeah, and like their master bedroom that they were saying was a master bedroom. I was like, my bed can fit in here, and that's possibly it. So it's like, it's an option, but we're still keeping everything open.
What we learned there is that, like you were saying, you can live in all these communities that are like a 20-minute drive to downtown, but it's like 20 minutes in straight gridded streets.
Yeah, there's no freeways.
Everywhere.
Yeah, yep.
So we if we're going to do something like that, we want to be really close to downtown.
Right.
Well, yeah, I feel like Palm Springs, because you have like the airport and then like the quote unquote downtown where like all the hustle and bustle, if you want to call it that, is. There's a lot of like homes in the area.
And there are some really cute communities, so we kind of have a better idea where to look now.
Yeah, I love the architecture in Palm Springs.
Yeah, mid-century modern is gorgeous.
Yes.
And, and we went this past weekend. We went out to a place here in San Diego called Trailer Park After Dark for
how was it?
For our daughter's birthday. It was fun. So I will say this.
Have you been before?
We've never.
You
been
got
before.
the '80s trailer.
We had the '80s trailer, which was small.
It's very small.
Disappointing.
And so they were like, oh, we have this other one. It's a larger trailer if you want to move to it because nobody's rented it for the rest of the night. So you guys can move over to that one if you want to. We're like, yeah, well, let's do that.
So we went to the 60s trailer.
Went to the 60s trailer, which was 70s.
Oh, was it 70s?
It was the 70s.
Was it on the other side of the... That's the one I've been in, the 70s trailer.
All the way in the back.
All the way in the back.
All the way in the back. With the plastic on the...
Yeah, plastic on the furniture.
And the wood paneling.
And the paper plates.
Growing up was that.
That was it?
And like the picture of Michael Jackson and E.T. in his original color. E.T. as well.
Listen, I didn't want to when you guys said you were going, I didn't want to give you any sort of whatever my own experience. I just wanted you to go and experience it.
I will say it was a lot of fun. The cocktails were fucking delicious.
Yeah,
and that Frito pie had no business being that good.
Right?
And service was great.
Service was great.
Did you guys get the tots too, or just Frito pie?
We had the hot dogs, burgers.
Yeah, the food is just like what you expect to be outside, it's perfect.
But it's leveled up.
We went over to a house, so some guys that we met at the dog park. Their dogs and Baxter and their dog Matcha got together really well.
Was it a green dog?
He was very earthy.
But he was bitter.
But we made pizzas and stuff, and I was like, okay, so...
Was it Balboa Park?
So, no, we go to the Morleyfield one.
No, that's right.
And that's where we met these guys. They've been there, they live right down the block, so they walk there.
Nice.
When I go to the dog park, I don't want to talk to people.
It's by the tennis courts over here.
So maybe Morleyfield is the way to go.
You know where the roundabout is?
Oh, off of Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's right up that hill.
Oh, yeah,
Right
yeah.
there.
That was where we used to go with Max.
But that was when he was like, I'm just crazy. So he would run and not come back.
Oh, Baxter's very good about staying with us.
He'd be better at it now because he just wants to play with his ball or be around the dogs. He doesn't want to. He wouldn't take off.
Baxter just wants to be around dogs and like plays. Yeah. And so now he's got this clique of different dogs that he knows that he's
so fun.
Plays with and
good
stuff.
for him.
So,
and by the way, he starts obedience school when we get back from Australia.
Yeah.
Can Max go too, please? For the love of God.
Course, so if
it's a group course, so you can let him in, and we leave for it's like tomorrow. We're in the single digit days.
Oh my God!
When do you guys? How many days?
It's 10 right now, but tomorrow will be 9.
Oh my God!
And I'm excited.
Yeah, get your packing cubes, girl. Listen,
get my compression bags.
I am with you on that, because I also love to watch efficiency packing YouTube videos.
Well, Andy's like, so when we get back from Australia, what are you gonna watch?
His YouTube feed is all either restaurants in Australia or New Zealand.
Right. Yeah. You're going to have to find something new.
No, because then I'm going to start watching videos about our cruise coming up in 2025.
There you go.
See?
I love it.
And there's going to be something sprinkled in between, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, YouTube.
But on that note, everyone, we're going to wrap up. Anything else, Joe?
I have nothing.
No? Anything else, Nick? Andy?
I'm just glad to be here.
This isn't a dream.
Okay, I will say this. My I Spy real quick is, I probably have said this before, but I hate when people, it happened to me today, I hate when people, as soon as the door opens, they start walking onto an elevator and you're trying to get off the elevator.
Yes.
And I'm like,
let him out.
Wait a second till the door's fully open and let me out.
Yeah. Because how are you going to get out?
The same way.
Because I'm I don't like standing right in front in the middle of the elevator waiting for the doors open. I kind of sit off to the side in case anybody else comes in. But I'm like, let me get the fuck off. Because they're like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, you're in my fucking way.
You should, lead with your chest.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Have a great week.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.